Hey guys, welcome back to Bowling Piano. In today's lesson, we will be covering the second instrumental in sun-saathiya. 5, 6, 7, and. In this 16-bar riff, the right hand basically repeats the chorus melody twice as part of the instrumental. As for our left hand, we are playing whole notes throughout the first half of the sequence, and for those who have been following my tutorials in order, will find the second half familiar as the exact pattern appears in instrumental number 1. Alright, let's get straight into it. In bar number 106, we're holding down A and E throughout in our left hand, just like this. The right hand essentially is playing the chorus melody of the song. So starting with A played as a minim, your right hand then continues on to play 4 quavers to finish the bar with E, D, E, A. This pattern of alternating between a minim and 4 semiquavers can be seen in almost all bars. Alright, let's try it out with our count. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Bar number 107 is a repeat of bar number 106 in the right hand. It's just our left hand moves down to play C and F. Okay, so let's put both the bars together. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Moving on to bar number 108, this time we play C and G in our left hand, and the right hand simultaneously presses down on G for 4 beats, and then presses down on D, C, D, E. Alright, let's give that a shot with the count. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. In a similar way, bar number 109 has G and B being played in the left hand, whilst the right hand plays D for 4 beats, followed by D, C, D, A. D, C, D, A. Okay, so let's just put that together. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And the last bar of this pattern, which is bar 110, goes A and E being played in our left hand, and the right hand playing A for 4 beats, followed by D, C, D, E. So let's just put that together. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, let's try out these 6 bars very slowly with our count. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and. Alright, good job guys. Moving on, we start off with a quaver in our right hand in bar number 111, which is E. And then we press down on A for the remainder of the bar. Meanwhile, your left hand presses down on F and C throughout. So with our count, it goes like this. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then across bar number 112 and 113, we see a series of minims in an ascending order, starting at D and finishing at B. Though notice how in bar 112, the A note still continues right till the end of the bar as it ties with the A note in bar 111. And when that's happening, the left hand is playing C and G throughout. I'll play bar number 111 again and lead into bar 112 so that you know how it goes. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, and the last bar of this sequence basically has you playing G and B minims on your right hand whilst pressing down on G and B together with your left hand. So together, with our count, 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, let me just demonstrate the first 8 bars from the top. Very slowly. 5, 6, 7, and. Okay, moving on to bar number 114. As I mentioned earlier, for those who've been following the song tutorial from the beginning, can probably put the right and left hand together, as I've covered this exact pattern in the left hand in my Instrumental 1 video. But for those who are new here or have forgotten how to play it, not to worry, I'll cover it again. So the first 4 bars are pretty straightforward in terms of timing, as it's basically a whole note followed by 3 crotchets. The first one starts with A as your whole note, and while you're holding this down for the rest of the bar, you're playing E and A as crotchets with your index finger and thumb. So with our count, it goes like this. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, moving on to bar number 115. The whole note in 115 is F, and you're playing A and E again with your pointer finger and thumb. This one is a bit of a stretch. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Moving on, we have C as our whole note in bar number 116, and we're playing E and G with our middle finger and thumb respectively. Alright, 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And the last one we have is B being played as our whole note in bar number 117. And we've got D and G being played by our middle finger and thumb respectively. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, so let's just try these 4 bars. Just the left hand itself. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and. Okay, now let's try putting the right hand that we've learnt with this left hand pattern. Very slowly. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and. Okay. Now for the last 4 bars, let's break down the left hand again. So once again, we've got whole notes followed by crotchets. If you guys remember, the good thing about these last 4 bars is that the whole note is exactly the same in all 4 bars. So you don't have to worry about changing the position of your left thumb. It will consistently be playing E. So all you have to do is just focus on the crotchets. Alright, so once again, starting off with bar number 118, we have E, obviously, as our whole note, and we're alternating between lower A and lower E with our pointer finger and pinky finger. Alright, let's try that. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, then we alternate between F and C in bar number 119. Just like this. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, and in bar number 120, we're alternating between C and G with our pointer finger and pinky finger respectively. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And lastly, in bar number 121, we are playing G sharp, B, D, and coming back to G sharp. So pretty much like a cycle. So 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright. Now, as you can see, in bar number 120 and 121, the right hand is actually completely new. So it basically comprises of 2 whole notes. The first one being a simple C major, held throughout the bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then we've got a E7 in bar number 121, which is played like this. B, D, and G sharp. So playing it together, we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, now let's try put bars number 118 to bars number 121 together. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and. Alright, now before we end off this tutorial, I'd just like to cover the last 2 bars of this entire song, and that's bar number 129 and 130, because they're actually different from everything else that we've played. It's got a pretty cool ending, starting with G major as a broken chord in our left hand. So that goes G, B, D, G. And while you're playing that in your left hand, you're pressing down on B with your right hand. So playing that together, we have 1 and 2 and. Alright. Then next up, we've got a E7 chord. So your left hand is playing E and B, and your right hand at the same time is pressing down on D and G sharp. Now what happens here is the right hand actually maintains and holds down on D and G sharp and plays D, C, D with your pinky and ring finger. So just to demonstrate, 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and. So essentially, you actually release your left hand by the time you're playing the DCD notes in your right hand. So let me just demonstrate that one more time. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and. And the very last chord that we have, which is in bar number 130, is our tonic chord, which is A minor. So A in our left hand and E and A in our right hand. Okay, let's just try bar number 129 and 130 again. 5, 6, 7, and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, we are officially done with all the parts of sun-saathiya. In part 7 of 7, I will be demonstrating the entire song so that you know exactly how everything is pieced together. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in my next tutorial.